Jack Binns was the Marconi wireless operator on board Republic, and he tapped out the CQD distress call. CQ stands for all stations, so everyone in the vicinity would immediately listen as to the next part of the message. And the minute they heard the call D, they would realize immediately it was distress. This was the precursor of the SOS made famous by the Titanic disaster.
I'm Virginia Lovelace, and I'm the granddaughter of Jack Binns, who was the Marconi operator on the Republic. Marconi started a school designed to train the operators of his system. My grandfather, Jack Binns, joined that school in 1904 and apparently was one of the quickest studies that Marconi had ever had in that school. And by 1905, he was assigned to ships to run their Marconi apparatus. On the early morning of January 23rd, Jack was sleeping in his bunk when he started hearing the sounds of foghorns very close by. Jack was tossed from his bunk by the collision. Captain Selby told Jack to send out a message to the world saying that his ship had been wrecked. And no sooner had he done that than half of his cabin collapsed. The lights went out, and Jack had to feel around to figure out whether his Marconi device was still intact. He found that he had managed to bust this part of the sending key that he needed to use to send messages out. The telegraph key was in fact broken. And in order to be able to send, he had to hold the lever down on the spot and then send. The specific message read, CQD, CQD, here MKC, shipwrecked. Jack's signal was so weak that the closest operator, who was in Sconset, barely heard the signal.
After sending out the distress call, ships were in the vicinity within a matter of hours. What's important about the Republic disaster is it's the first recorded use of wireless in order to call for assistance in a major disaster. Without wireless, chances are that vessel would have foundered, and it would have been a huge loss of life. That's without doubt.
When Jack and the crew arrived back in New York City, the city was completely aware of what had happened, and they lionized Jack and the captain and the rest of the crew of the Republic. The world got to watch the rescue as it was happening, thanks to wireless.
The Republic beat him the first time. It consumed him. We're dealing with the largest treasure ship in history.
I cannot leave this unresolved.
The fight is far from over. We will recover the Republic's gold.